Tonio, what's up, man? Thanks for jumping on, bro.
Oh man, appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
So, guys, if you're watching this right now, this is actually my official first time meeting Tonio. So we've never officially met, man. Of course, everybody knows Tonio. Everybody calls him the new Dexter Jackson, right? And
Right.
before we get into like deep dive into Tonio, man, look, bro, you have an awesome physique, man. Your symmetry is stupendous. You know what I'm saying? Which also makes your weight look so much more heavier when it's on stage. So it's just so cool to see, man, especially when there's like such a unique shape and structure with dude, you don't have a hard time getting conditioned ever, do you? Like you're just hard and conditioned all year, correct?
Yeah, I try to lose my abs, but they don't go anywhere.
That's what I figured, man. Because your muscles are so dense and round, I feel like you were probably just with six pack and lean and muscular even before you even started lifting weights.
Yeah.
And that's what I figured, man. That's what I figured. So let's get into Tonio, man. Look, bro, tell us what got you into bodybuilding, man. How'd you even start into with this crazy ass sport, man?
Honestly, I was so I was going to school in Feather River College, so California, Little JUCO. And then from there, I got scholarships to go to a bigger school. And I went to Arkansas. And while I was there, I ran into certain problems to where, like, with my age, trying to get into the NFL was like, dude, you kind of have to do it now, or your time won't be as long there. You know what I mean? Because I
Okay.
was an older going into college because I had a son out of high school,
Yeah.
and so I took the advice and like what three of my friends went to the NFL. You had Duke Williams, Courtney Gardner, Ryan Jones going
Damn.
to the league. Yeah, and we all played high school ball together. So
Wow.
that's four of us getting ready to go, to the NFL. But so I took the advice. I hit up my friends and seen what they were thinking, and they told me the same thing. Like Courtney, he was supposed to go to LSU, but instead
Yeah.
he entered the draft. Same thing with Ryan, and he entered the draft. So I started working out with a few teams or whatever, whatnot, and I started having injuries with my Achilles and my hamstrings, and
Okay.
it was holding me back to where when I would get invites to go to OTAs or to work out with these teams, I already knew like I was going to be holding myself back, having to get surgery done or something. So I hung up the cleats. I continued to work out though, lift weights, and then a girl I started dating, she was a athlete,
Hmm.
and her whole friend group was, and so me being around them, all they talked was bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And they were trying to push it on me, and I'm like, yo, I'm not wearing underwear on stage. And there was a show in 2018 called The Mother Load. It was the first year they did it, and it was like what, probably 5 weeks out. Um, I went to a nutrition store, and he was like, "Yo, I will sponsor you to do this show. I'll pay for everything. Just
Hmm.
do it." And I'm like, I ain't diet. I'm not in shape. Like, I'm not doing it. He goes, you can walk on stage just how you are right now. So I was like, all right, let's do it. So, like I said, we're 5 weeks, about 4 to 5 weeks out. We took a trip to Santa Cruz. I was eating terribly, we call it the JUCO diet. I was eating top ramen noodles,
Oh my God.
oatmeal pies, eating crazy. And I would get on stairs and do cardio with them or whatever, whatnot. But I just worked out. And then I get back and I'm working for this dude at the nutrition store. I'm working inside, and he comes in. He goes, "What are you doing?" I goes, "Eating lunch." And he goes, "Is this what you've been eating?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, if that works, keep doing it." It was in and out. I was eating two double doubles and two large fries. So
Oh my
we're eating
God.
scoopers, right? So I eat bad. And show day comes, and I end up winning the whole show, getting an overall and everything. Um, and this, like I said, I my supplements at the time was what, creatine, by Jet Mass, GAT. So I was taking that, thinking
Yeah.
that's all I needed, or Ronnie Coleman's King Mass. That was his weight gain. So this is all I'm taking or whatever, and
Yep,
then
yep,
I
yep.
go to they sent me to Canada to compete, and it was a pro amateur show. I had no idea what that meant. So I go up there and I get third. And I was bummed. I was like, damn, I suck, you know? Maybe I thought I was better than what I actually was, you know? And everybody was like, dude, that's crazy. This was for a pro card. This was a qualifier. And you just got third place. It's your second show ever. I'm like, yo, I don't know what that means. And they were like, you could have turned pro. So when I get back to promoter here in Reno, it was like, dude, you're done competing in Reno. Like, it's time for you to travel. And so I went to Vegas and I did Simpson Showdown the next year. He pays for my way to go to USA's. I do USA's and I win my class in the light heavies. And then that's when right there, I was getting,
Now,
you know,
real quick,
damn.
So I'm sorry, bro. Real quick, when you won your class in light heavies, in the nationals, right? Were you working with a coach or were you still just fucking freeballing it, man?
So up until Samson Showdown, so my third show, I finally ended up getting a coach about 5 weeks out from USA's. And he sends me this diet. He sends me all these like supplements and vitamins to take. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell any of this is. So honestly, I didn't do any of it. Like I know I could go to Walmart and get vitamin C off the, you know, counter or whatever. So I didn't do it. Other than that, I didn't do anything else. And just eating clean for once in my life, you know, and staying strict to working out, doing cardio day in, day out. And we came in actually at the top of my class, 198 exactly. And we win. So, and yeah, from there I was just like, you know what, maybe this is my calling. Is this? It wasn't going to the NFL. It was the bodybuild. So then that's what really got me into it. My brother actually in 2017 when I was 2018 when I was starting to, you know, really get into working out, he ended up passing away. And same thing with my best friend Ryan, who also went to the league, and they died the same way, you know, gang violence. And that pushed me into really sticking to the gym and getting out away from that life, because not necessarily was I still active, but I still had friends there, and I'll still hang out with those friends. And then a month later, another friend passes away to gang violence. So now it was just like, okay, it's really time to turn the wheel, right? So that's what had me really focused, staying in the gym. You know, if I wasn't working, if I wasn't with my kids, I was in the gym. Friends tried to hang out and it was just like, nah, I can't do it. And so I think that's what really put my focus towards bodybuilding, was losing those people closest to me. You know, so after turning pro, whatever, whatnot, COVID happened in 2020. And so I took that year off. I actually got sick that year. I had got a pneumonia. And so I was off for what, like not doing it probably for about 3-4 months. So to I was just like, I'm not bodybuilding no more. It's gonna be hard to get all that back. But anyway, get back into it. My old coach hits me up. I do Indie Pro in 212. I win my pro debut. And I met Kai Green. I meet Kai Green and he's like, you don't even know what you just did. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to Olympia. And he was like, dude, no one wins their pro debut and goes to Olympia their first year. You know, people have to put in work for that. And I'm happy, I'm smiling, you know, but he was like, yeah, it hasn't hit him yet. Like he's just chilling like it's nothing. So we go to Olympia, I get top 10. But it was a battle with the scale the whole year. Like, I mean, even for Indy, bro, we had to literally fast from the morning. So yeah, my last meal will be what, 9 o'clock at night. I'm fasting from the rest of that all the way to after check-ins the next day just to make weight and get in the sauna on top of that. And so if you look at Olympia, when I did 212, I was super flat pre-judging because I had to go get in the sauna because I missed my weigh-ins by 3 pounds. So then we made this decision to jump in the open, and the bigger I got, the better I looked. And then I started to enjoy bodybuilding because while I was in 212, man, I was battling a lot of, do I really want to do this? Like, yeah, this is a cool career and you can make money this way, but I can go back and do what I was doing and make faster money too. And it wasn't for my son to, you know, come to me and tell me how he looked up to me. You know, that's why I say he's my hero, because he stopped me from doing a lot of things that, you know, we were doing.
Yeah.
And it was also it was just easier to do those certain things, you know, running with certain people. You know, everything was it was easy, it was faster. I was able to
Mm-hmm.
take care and do more. But now doing it the right way, where this bodybuilding is booming, you know, it feels good to be able to tell him exactly what I do and not have to lie to his face. And that's what pushed me into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You know, it was a game changer. Um, Out of my whole family of athletes, I was the only one to actually become the professional athlete in the family. So, you know, see my mom proud, you know, my sister's proud. They're bragging about me on social media. My son goes to school. His friends are saying how they want to be like me. It's bodybuilding saved a lot. And I use it. You know, I go to schools like the end of July, I actually go to another school around here to go talk to kids. And it's supposed to be like a career day. So I'm like, you want me? Why don't you go get a doctor or something to go up there? But, you know, I was requested by kids, you know, so this is why I mean, so that's why when I hear people speak bad about bodybuilding, it's like, yeah, we do it a lot. Like it's selfish at some point, you know. We're tired. We don't want to go to family events. I don't want to watch you eat your pizza while I have to eat this chicken and rice. But there's a lot of great behind it, you know, because my diet is greater, you know, as to where my family, you know, they like the greasy fried foods. But when they see me what I'm doing, now it's changed their habits. Now they're on to chicken and rice. Now they're eating vegetables and, you know, worried about what their blood panel says. And so everybody's changing, you know. So, I mean, we talk about the bad in bodybuilding, but honestly, I don't really have that much bad to say other than when I was in 212 and I was starving myself. So that's what makes it mentally challenging.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're feeding the body the way you should and you're, man, not looking at it like a job, but as in something enjoyable in life, it's great.
So the part where I love the part where you mentioned that you get to go to school and be a role model. And what I don't think a lot of people realize is when we were kids, right? If a doctor comes in, I don't give a shit. What the fuck? You're not cool. What the hell are you, right?
Right?
But when they see you, it's like, yo, I can relate. He's cool. He's jacked. He got tattoos. Like, this is cool. So when they hear from you, and then also when they hear that you were from the streets, like you lived that life, like here's that life, here's this life, here's what happened when I lived this life, here's what happens when I ran this life. They're more susceptible and more open to looking up to you drastically because you're real. Like you're real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that part, man, for real, like I like that part, man. That's real. That's real fucking cool, man. And just to be off topic, how many you have? You have one or two kids, and are they son
I,
or daughter?
so I have two boys. And it's funny because like my oldest, he has, I would say he's more of his mom when it comes to the success in life with how he manages his money. And you know, this dude talks about market,
Mm-hmm.
like not marketing, but stocks already. You know, and he's 15, and it's crazy because like,
Wow.
so he's a big Jordan. He likes shoes, and I remember I bought him two pairs of shoes,
Mm-hmm.
Jordans, and I see him again. Next, you know, he has five pairs. I'm like, so who bought you those ones? He goes, oh, I sold these and got these, and I traded these ones, and I got these two. I'm like, so you're in the trades as well. So he's doing that. He cuts hair. So he'll go to there. We have a few barbershops here that's also shoe stores, and they let him cut
Already?
hair there. Oh yeah, he'll line the beard up and everything. Yeah, so it's nuts. And his younger brother now he has my other side where I was that aggressive kid growing up, you know, and so he's put in boxing now. And when I say this dude can box, is crazy. Like it's just natural to him. You know what I mean? And like he had a few instances where he's getting down in school because people just run their mouth. And, you know, I had to sit down and I told him, like, dude,
Yeah.
you've seen so many real things in life to where people talking shouldn't even bother you. Like you get in the ring and you sit 10
Mm-hmm.
toes by yourself. There's nothing to prove to, you know, these other dudes who are just running their mouth. And so when he gets in boxing, he's just tearing these kids up. Like they're ending the fights early. He was supposed to do silver gloves, but he ended up getting a boxer's fracture, so he had to sit out. So we're trying to get him recovered. And man, all that kid does is eat, sleep, school, box. Like that's his life. With the oldest, he's into cutting hair. Anything that's gonna make money, he's all about it. So he's already talking about trying to open up a barber. So his room, he has a barber chair. He has the lights, the mirrors, the whole clipper set up. Like it's crazy. So his mom would call me and be like, "Hey, did he tell you how many people he had over here?" I'm like, "He threw a party?" She goes, "You would have thought he had like 10 friends waiting to get their haircut." And I talked to him. I'm like, "Yo, how much are you charging for a haircut?" He goes, "Only $20." I said, "Okay, that's cool. You're just starting. At least you're making something out of it." And he goes, "Then they'll give me a tip too." So I'm like, "Do
Wow.
make your money." So I mean,
Hold on,
it's crazy seeing it.
bro. Listen, $20 is your base price. So I'm in Jersey, Trenton, right? Area. Bro, the barbershops all over this place non-stop. $20 is your regular price for a haircut, man. So he's charging regular prices, bro. He's full-blown
Yeah.
barbershop, man. Damn,
Mm-hmm. And he's not paying rent. So yeah,
bro.
it's
Listen, man. God bless you, man, and God bless you kids, bro. That's look, dude, you know what? I see you talking about it, and I see how proud and happy you are. And dude, I just want to relate like that happiness because I know there's moments where you sit back and be like, yo, man, this is here because I decided to go this way. You know what I'm saying? And this
right.
is what I get to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Because if you decided to go a different route, this doesn't mean this would have been the same route. You know what I mean? And what if they decided to go that same route? And then it would have been a repeated cycle. So, dude, that's fucking great, man. And also, the bro, like, who wins the first show? I'm like, oh, I won. I'm an Olympia. Who cares? Like, not who cares, but like, yeah, it's normal. And you
Right.
got Kai, one of the best of all time, going, bro, I killed myself. What do you mean? And like,
Yeah, it was a good experience. Like when I first seen him, I was like starstruck, like, oh shit, that's Kai right there, and just to be able to talk to him backstage and like him giving me the insights too, like of how to move in the industry and like the type of person you want to be compared to what's in it. So like having the older bodybuilders like that do that, like Dexter, um, him as well. Like I've talked to Dexter a few times where he's like, dude, there's no need to be that loudmouth and calling people out. And, he was like, just stay humble and play your game. Like, don't try to get big with everyone else. Do it, slow, controlled, and steady. That's what makes a better physique. That's what makes a longer physique. So then that's what we've been doing. I don't, and people like, I get accused for it, but we don't pound, you know, gram. Like if I'm being honest, I hate
mhm.
doing things. Like I'm like, oh, I forgot to do it this morning. Oh well, I forgot. I'll do it next time.
Listen, listen, I believe you. I believe you 100% because of okay, you are a genetic anomaly and you're a hyper responder. Okay. I tell this to people all the time, bro. Like, I'm like, you don't know, like, people don't realize they're for it when they start on gear. People realize they're for it when they just touch the weight and then change. Like
Right.
when you touch the weight and you're just cruising and having a good time, you're not doing nothing, and you look like you're a fucking bodybuilder, you are it. Like that means that once you do take the dark side, it means you're gonna blow up and you won't need much. Bro, the same thing, listen, man, Samson, all that, bro. It's the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like I know for a fact, Samson was like micro nothing, and the guy's like poof, like in an
Right.
instant. So that yeah, just like you said, there's no reason, man. And everybody varies, man. Some people might need a lot. It is what it is. But yeah, dude, I wish I could eat some fucking food, bro, and not be worried about 10 pounds of water weight in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, you should have seen after we won Cal, right? I was 225 on stage around there. The next day, Justin was like, no, that Monday, Justin was like, all right, get on the scale, send me check-ins, let me know the damage. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even go crazy like that. So like, I sent him my weight, and I was up to 250 from Saturday to Monday. And he was like, okay, dude, you have edema. You need to like take another water pill. And I showed him my leg. I'm like, dude, I'm not swollen on my legs or my hands. Like, I'm good. Like my body just need to fucking just sucked it all
Yeah.
up. And but then I got back into the gym, started working out, weight dropped a little bit. But now like I just look, I mean, bigger than what I've done in the past already. And we're actually hanging around 240, 245 right now. And this is what happens every season where my weight won't go up, it sits. It'll sit at 240, 245. And then we'll start pulling down. And he's like, wait a minute, why are we here, but you look bigger? And shit, I don't know. Maybe the scale's broken. I don't know. But like same thing happened from Arnold to New York, from New York to Cal. I got more condition and I look bigger. So yeah, touch weights
Yeah.
and we blew up.
I think a lot of it has to do with how round and bubbly your muscles are. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Dexter, right? Dexter always looked heavier than what he was. I
Right.
mean, think about Phil Heath. Phil Heath was winning at 240, beating people 280. And they were
Yeah.
looking, he was looking bigger than them. So I think that plays a big part, man. And so you got the Olympia coming up. Um, what do you have? Do you have any plans and other than that in the horizon, other than every year just doing what you love, just knocking the shows out and to just getting closer and closer to the title?
Yeah, I mean, so like I'm in the mix right now. I'm trying to open up a nutrition store. And talk to a few people,
Okay.
and I was just looking for a building to get it started. And the reason why I want to go that route is because you get a lot of kids, who message me and they're like, "Hey, so I'm thinking about taking, test C, and what do you think?" And I'm like, "Well, first off, how old are you, dude? Like, well, I'm in high school, but I'm trying to get ready for sports. Or then you don't need that. That's the last thing you need, you know."
Mhm.
So I feel like having that and kids coming in, that's a way to teach them. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, I can also sponsor kids because I'm in a neighborhood. I grew up in a neighborhood where you
Yeah.
being sponsored or you being able to afford, training camps or even going to the good schools was absent. You know what I mean? So like me growing up, our agility practice was when we were with our friends playing tag. You know what I mean? Or when we're running from dogs, that was our
Yeah.
speed training. You know, I can't. Well, I can
Yeah.
count on. I'm gonna need your hands to count how many times you had to run from a dog, walking from school. So being able to do that for the kids of lesser, I feel like it'll get them out more because there's a lot of stars around, but they just don't have the money to afford to be able to show that. You know what I mean? Like I went to Hug High School. That's the ghetto school here in Reno. That's where if you were a kid who went to McQueen and didn't even start, but your GPA was good, you got looked at over the athletes that we had. So to be able to, put a kid in a better area, give them a chance, I feel like that will also steer them away from this game life as well. Because I do go to schools
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
talking with these kids and just hearing them talk about how they're not scared to do this or scared to do that. I'm like, dude, it's easier said than done. And I'm letting you know, you've seen too many movies, you listen to too many whack ass rappers to make you feel that way. I'm not a fan of bullying. I was bullied when I was younger, and I to hear a kid talk about getting bullied, whether it's by family or friends or whatever, like that cuts deep because I've experienced that, and I've also turned into that because I went through it. But then, having the uncles that I had,
Yeah.
I actually call him my dad. He taught me, it's stronger to protect than it is to attack, especially while in a crowd. And then that's what also turned that around. So being able to talk to these kids like I do and get them away from that life before the gang life does, because I mean, let's be honest, that's when we go looking is when they're younger. It's easier to sell. You have all these friends,
Yeah.
you get
Yes.
this money, you could get these cars, the girls, and
Yeah.
then we don't, we're not going to talk about
Yeah.
what you have to do to be a part of this. We're going to make you get in first. You know what I mean? And I was
Mhm.
tricked the same way. So to save these other kids before they're touched by someone else, oh yeah, I definitely this nutrition store I think is a good start because it's going to bring those kids in. It's going to be able to sponsor these kids out these neighborhoods.
That's good, bro. Yeah, that's real good, man. It's funny, man, because like a lot of stuff you say, like I'm used to, because I grew up in when I moved down here to this country, I grew up in Trenton, so like I was around a lot of similar things. Not on that heavy level, but definitely around. So, so yeah, I've seen a lot of those things come and go, and just like you said it, bro, the easiest soldiers are the kids, man, and they're the
Mm-hmm.
easiest to grab. To do the work. So that's fucking look, if you don't mind me asking, you because you lived in that rough part, you mentioned that you were put into that life. You had no choice, like it was what it was. That was the way of life. Was it
Right.
at a very young age? And then like how long you how long? How young were you when you were kind of like
Honestly, I was probably around 9, 10. And that's because my older sister was already involved in the gang. She was actually involved in the Mexican gang,
okay,
TJ. And her friends were always around, and then their younger brothers and younger cousins was around, and they called them dirt murkers. And it was when someone pops off and they're too young for them to get out, they sent the little ones to go do it. And being a sisters
gotcha.
or being my sister's brother, it was like, okay, you can go with them. And that's when it all started. And when you're young and you do something, and it got to a point to where it's kind of like, let's keep at it. Let's go look for it now. And I was an angry kid growing up. I was aggressive. I seen a lot as far as like my mom and her relationships go, to where I fought her ex-husband multiple times, and so I just always wanted to get my hands on something. You know what I mean? And like I said, at that young age, everything seemed cool until you meet real life situations, and then it makes you rethink. But you're not rethinking, get out. You're rethinking, okay, now I need to have people with me. Now I need to start carrying certain weapons, and now I need to be ready at all times. And I've lost countless numbers of friends, from just the gang life. And then to see my little brother grow up, and now he's, banging bloods, and for his own gain to do him dirty, you know, it was just kind of like, damn, like, I feel like that haunts me because I feel like he followed me. He followed me into that life. And when I was done with it and I was getting ready for, sports, and I was in college, he didn't have no one here to steer him away from that. And, as a gang's going to show you love, like they care. And that's where he found his love at. And by the time we tried to get our hands on him, it was too late. He was too deep in, been in and out of prison, and he had too many stripes to just walk away. And so I don't know. I think that's another thing why I'm like, I want to, I work so hard to pull my kids away from that. I don't want them to ever have to experience anything I went through, things that I've seen, things I've had to do. Because, even to this day, I have nightmares. I get woken up out of my sleep, by a woman, or even by my mom. Even, you're shaking, dude. You okay? It's like, I'm haunted by a lot, and bodybuilding distracts a lot of that as well. When I'm in the gym, nothing else exists, and that's why I'm always there. I'm no longer, this human. I'm someone who, I'm the predator, like people call me. So that's why I have so much resentment towards gang life and older people who still bang that dumb shit, and even these kids who think that life that rappers talk about that they don't really live, and they want to live that. Like, I wouldn't recommend it for no one. Not even to even, man, if movies were real, I wouldn't let people watch that. There's some movies I don't even watch because it's a reminder.
Yeah. Damn. Listen, man. I guess the only thing I would say in this aspect is, look, God puts us through different things, right? Um, and maybe right now God has you as the individual to teach others, right? It was things you went through so you can have those weapons inside you, which are the experience, to save a lot more people. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, and it's not to think of like, okay, I wasn't there to save my brother, because you were. What happened was, in essence, through God. It was just, it happened, right? But it's also your brother lives through you because you're using his experience, right? And as a way to teach others. Like, your brother sacrificed himself so you can teach others not to have to go through that, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
never gonna make you. I'm sure you know, bro. You're always gonna live through it. You're always gonna live through all that stuff you live through. Um, but I'm sure when you're training, when you're bodybuilding, and when you're watching your two sons love, doing what they love, and knowing that it's because of you. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of it, it's literally because of you. Your sons are who they are becoming because of their dad. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
and realistically, look, you know, God puts different struggles in front of us, and how we use those struggles to learn from them. We become stronger and level up. You leveled up, um, but at the same time, you're still eating the different sacrifices that were made, um, to get what you want, man. So, bro, listen, man. I didn't like your story is a real story, bro, and like listen, I really love to hear it, man. But at the same time, like I feel what you're talking about. I really do. Um, but at the same time, I also see how happy you are where you are now. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're happy, but you're still hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what a lot of people don't realize is, you know, the happiest people on the outside usually fight the hardest battles when other people are not around, man. So um, just remember, bro, your kids, that's it right there. So no matter what happens, it doesn't matter, because it's your two sons, you're their hero. You know what I'm saying? And they're always gonna be looking out for you, bro. So you can sit back and enjoy and watch them grow up, dude. And also just all the things you do in high school, bro. Like, I'm telling you, man, you definitely reach kids. Listen, it's impossible to reach all of them, but you're definitely going to reach a lot. You know what I'm saying? And that's thanks to you, bro. Like, it really is, man. So, man, I don't even know where to go from here, bro. It was like, it's
My
just,
bad.
look, man. Look, man. No, dude, you're good, man. I became a bigger fan of you, bro. Like, I really did, man. And for those watching, dude, I never met Tonio, man. I never talked to him. Um, I had a sense, right, from just your vibe of like how your background might have been. Like, I had that feeling, right? When you've been around shit like that, you kind of have a feeling, right?
Right.
So I knew it was gonna be like, I wanted to get to know him. Like, yo, I gotta know him. I want to know what's going on. So dude, it was really good to know you, man. And look, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for your journey, dude. Because you have so much potential, and everybody knows it. You know it too, you know what I'm saying? And you're only as great as the effort you put into it, and you're all in 100%. So I'm looking forward to seeing all that, man. I'm looking forward to your business ventures offline. I'm gonna give you some like different things from my end. And thank you, bro. Thank you for jumping on, man. I'm not gonna hold you anymore, bro. I want you to get back to your family. And God bless, bro. Thank you for jumping on, man. I appreciate it,
Man, I
dude.
appreciate you.